again to the penultimate video. This is number 7. We'll have an engine running by the end of this episode. Got the battery on charge, got a lot of buttoning up to do. Put fuel in, one thing or another. Got to get the handlebars built up because I need an accelerated cable, obviously. Also need a brake to be able to start it. Yeah, more of that in a bit. But for now, we're going to deal with that side centre stand issue. Now, I'm going to work in a garage for a little bit today because it's a perfectly level floor. But yes, you can see that there is off the floor. There's stick me down here when I leave it over. Yes. Yeah, so it's everything indicates that the bike is leaning slightly to one side, which we said when we put that centre stand on. Now, it's not a cheap part, it was a good one from Sip in Germany, but it looks like it's maybe been dropped in the factory or something like that, and it's about half an inch out or something, so we'll find what's going on there. So in order to do that, we're going to have to put the side stand on the bike. Here are the side stand components. There's been nuts and bolts. They've been blasted and zinc plated months ago now, that was. But we've got some new springs and a new rubber bumper when you flick it up so it's not damaging. So they're new from Fowler's. And there's my components for the side stand, nicely painted. So I use Fowler's quite a lot. It gets quite expensive for the original parts, but it is what it is if you want to keep it original. But you go on their little website and you have an exploded diagram, which is very helpful because I just want to see if the springs, the spring goes near the bottom or the top, and they go near the bottom. The straightest bit of the bike that I could get, to be honest. So I know it's not going to be perfect, but you can see that this side is much higher than that side, much higher. So we've either got to raise up the right hand side or lower left hand side. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. I think we're just going to have to get it off again, measure the gap, mark it on a piece of paper, and just have some battering around with a big hammer. Yeah, I've had a go. I've had it off and give it a bit of a bashing about, but there's no way to properly support it really. I don't want to risk damaging it too much. So we are faced with a little bit of a choice really. How are we going to fix this? So the bike needs to go about there. So it's either weld some beads underneath that foot to bring the correct height up, to bring that one up, or on the other side is to bring it down. So if we undo it and grind a bit off there, I think this is where possibly the problem is. It's where these feet have been welded on, and you can see behind there is a little bit of an air gap, so that's certainly not straight. So we could probably lose maybe 3 or 4 mil off that. Get it off again, get a bit of a grinding, and see what we can do. We are getting there. Took a little bit off, a little bit more. I reckon we can lose another mil or 2 on there, but it's improving. Right, I'm going to call it there. Grinding away, I'm taking material off, and I don't want to take too much off, but let's have a look at the other side. So that is showing the dead level, and it looks level looking from the front and the back. Got a few feeler gauges just under there just to pack it out until we get to the correct level. These imperial or metric, oh they are metric actually. 80, 90, so about 2.7 mil I will guess they add up to. So let's have a quick look. Yep, 2.7 mil. So I think what I'll do I'll leave it for now. It's better now, but I'm going to leave it. I'll take the stand off again, clean the paint off the underside of this foot, and I'm going to weld a couple of beads, and I'll build it up to about 3mm and then just dress it back to that 2.7. Give it a touch up of paint and we should be spot on. So yeah, I don't need to do that today. I can get on with that in a few days or whatever, but priority today is to get the engine running, and I've just found this in the box. What is it? This is the fuel tank breather hose that I think should have gone on before we even put the tank in. So that is the first problem to deal with. We'll sort that later. Get a cup of coffee and go and get going. Come on, let's get this done. Back out in the sunshine. Love working outside when I can. Sure, here we go. Right, I've got the breather pipe on. I'm not sure when it's routing yet. I think it from memory it goes off down there somewhere, but yeah, we'll sort that. Right, so I'm gonna get this engine started. So yeah, let's cut them off, connect everything up. Really, I need to run the bloody dust whip to blow all that out. I need to get this wiring loom routed, make sure that we're not going to have any problems before the plastic goes on top of it. I'm going to have to get that stuff like the regulator and what have you all plugged in, and then get some oil down to the oil pump, bit of fuel in, see if we can get a start. So yeah, I try to keep as much paintwork as I can covered up, but yeah, I've got a lot of, well, to get it on the road, it's just connecting stuff, but I have still got a lot of supplementary stuff to do. So that stands on now. The sills need cutting, the whole bike needs polishing. It's been cut but it's not been polished yet. Got the new decals to put on, obviously the seat and the rack and all of that stuff. So more doing, less talking.
Think about it seriously, you know it makes sense.
trying to tune it now because we've got that float bowl leak in the carburettor, so I'm going to get on with that. I'll do that first thing tomorrow.
It's not sounding as clanky either, is it?
Well, tuning up, yeah. One more try on the electric start.
Bravo!
All right, it's the next day. The tools are out again, and we're going to get this on the road. Well, we're going to try to. I'm going to push on. I've had a couple of hours this morning already. Just put you there. There we go. The oil from the oil pump has made it up to the carburettor now with the engine running. So we know the oil pump's working. Do still have a bit of an air bubble in the oil pipe, so I'll put that on there. A little bit of tape. And it'll act as a witness mark. We should see that bubble go down as it's running. The cables are a little bit of a faff, but they're sorted now, getting them routed. It's this 2-to-1 splitter here. Sorry, yeah, 2-to-1 splitter. I've still got to push the rubber boot down on it, but that comes from your throttle cable, and as you twist it, it pulls up this inside it, and one cable goes off to the carburettor and pulls the slide up, and the other cable goes to the oil pump. So if I just pull the get you in there, and I'll twist the accelerator, and you see the pump go around. That'll be moving in conjunction with the throttle slide. The more fuel going into the engine, the more oil it will get in turn. So right then, to show you start up. Starts very nice now. It's done need a bit of tuning. It's got to be running. Gonna have to have a few hundred miles. It's a new piston, rings and cylinder for all intents and purposes. Well, he's done about 40-50 mile before we broke it down. Anyway, right, let's go for power on. Boom, clocks are alive. And no throttle, we'll just give it a kick. Needs a bit of fuel. Just give it a little tinkle. One thing that's not going back on Rupert is this. This is the secondary air system. There's not a great deal of information that I can find out about it, but this is the way that I understand it. So on the side of your variator cover, when you've got that plastic plug that covers up your air filter inspection, inside there is a little foam filter. There's a hole at the bottom of that, and it's to allow air into the variator cover. The fan, you see here, I'm just putting on, when that's spinning, that generates a bit of positive pressure, and that air pressure is come up here. It's not high pressure, it's just slightly more than atmospheric, but it comes up here and it's just enough to overcome these reed valves in here. In this block, it's just another foam filter, reed valves in here, and that fresh air gets fed down the pipe and it connects to the exhaust. Now there's supposed to be a little branch on the exhaust, and that fits on there. And what it's supposed to do in countries where they need a catalytic converter to get these bikes below the emissions levels, by feeding in some fresh air, it will create just the right temperature and just the right mixture for the exhaust gases and the fresh air. When it hits the catalyst, it will burn off efficiently any hydrocarbons. Now, I say this has never been connected the whole time that I've had the bike. In fact, where that air feeds in, I've fitted a little plastic plug that I've found just at the bottom of my toolbox. It just fits in and covers that hole up nicely. But do you need it? Maybe not. Yeah, so all of the exhaust, I was looking at dozens of exhausts online when I got no exhaust, and I couldn't even find one with that branch on. So I think that comes with fitted to every bike, and it depends where in the world the bike is being sold as to what sort of exhaust it gets. Because when I was looking for the exhaust, I couldn't even find one with the branch. So here we go, but that's not going on. That can go on the scrap pile as well. Tuning wise, as I say, these bikes are designed to run with a catalytic converter, and all of the Vespa specs say it should be a 53 jet inside the carburettor. How does it affect the running? Not a great deal, I don't think. Perhaps with the factory jet of a 53, it would run properly, but without this connector it just does not seem to run properly with the specified 53 jet. Maybe it's something to do with back pressure because the exhaust doesn't have that branch on, whatever. I've got it running really nicely on a 66 jet, idles, runs all the way through the rev range, really nice. However, we've since removed those air restrictions off the air intake, so when it comes to running the bike and getting it tuned in, we might find that we need to go an even bigger jet to let more fuel in, because we've got more air coming in now and let more fuel in. So that's one thing we're going to have to deal with when we tune up the bike. But got a lot to do today, got to crack on. Got the copper washers for the brake hydraulics to anneal. We've got to get those, the pipes fitted, the caliper fitted, get them bled, back brake on, all the lights done, all the plastics on, all the plastics need polishing. Once the bike's assembled, all the bike needs polishing. Yeah, we've got loads to do. So time for some music, let's crack on. the first ride go? Very well. Yeah, I'm quite happy. It's going in a straight line. There's no noises, there's no rattles, nothing's fell off. Went really well. I would have gone a little bit further. I've only done a couple of miles, but it's bogging down. Get to about 2/3 throttle, and that's it. There's just nothing after that. The engine just dies. If you throttle back, it picks up again, fine. Not enough fuel. We've took those air restrictions off the air intake, so now we've got to start upping the fuel to match it, get the ratio right. So we're going to get on with that in the next and final episode. We've got to get that centre stand sorted out, get that bit welded underneath on one of the feet, and get that level. Got to touch it up with a bit of black paint, but yeah, we'll get all that done. He's got no identity, Rupert. He's got to have all of his emblems on, so we're going to get that on. Got the MOT, and then we're going to go for a ride out and a pint and chat about the project, and it's the big reveal. So join me in the 8th and final episode. See you later.